This is part 3 to the Master of Puppets lesson for guitar, obviously. I'm going to start off teaching you the chorus riff because I ran out of time last time, didn't get to finish it. So pretty much what it goes into is after the power chords, it goes into the two power chords, so it's okay, and then after that it starts a regular E power chord, then it goes up to the second and fourth frets of the E and A strings, or it's the E power chord, two palm mutes of the E string, and then the second and fourth fret of the E and A strings, then two more palm mutes, then up one fret to the third and fifth frets of the E and A strings, then down one string, then two palm mutes of the open A string, then the second fret of the A and D strings, two more palm mutes, then an E power chord, so something like that. Okay. Then you go up to the fifth and seventh frets of the A and D strings, two more palm mutes of the A string, then down to the third and fifth frets of the A and D strings, two more palm mutes, then down one fret to the second and fourth frets of the A and D strings. So it should sound like regular E power chord, then we go up to the seventh and ninth frets of A and D strings, then two palm mutes of the E string, then the third and fifth frets of the A and D strings. Then it's the two power chords again. It's, in case you don't remember, it's the E power chord regular twice. Then you go one fret up to the first and third fret of the E and A string. Okay. Then it's an E power chord again. Then you go up to the fifth fret of the A string and the seventh fret of the D string. After doing two palm mutes, then two more palm mutes of the E string, then a palm mute, on the regular chord on the third and fifth fret of the A and D strings. Then the two power chords again. Then after that it goes into the that entire verse part, or the pre-verse. And then pretty much from there, after you do the you go into the verse riff again. And if you need to, check back on part 2 to learn the verse riff. And pretty much the chorus riff is, the pre-verse riff is the same, you know. Then the chorus riff is the same again. Okay, and it's the same thing. And then after that, it goes into the clean part, which I'm not going to go into. I'm just focusing on distortion. At this point, James will do the clean part, and then from there, during that part, he'll do it once, and that's where your you'll move your switch all the way up to make it sound, give it a little more mute to it, and then you'll hit it on during the second clean part, you'll hit it on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then slide up to the 4th fret on the D string, and then onto the 5th, slide up to the 5th fret, and then to the 2nd fret of the G string, and then 4th fret of the G string, and then the 5th fret of the G string, and then you'll slide into the other riff, so it should sound like. Okay, and then from there it goes into the solo riff kind of thing, and this one you have to go kind of high on it, so it's the 17th fret on the B string, then the 19th fret on the high E string, then the 15th fret on the high E string, then it goes back to the 17th fret on the B string. Then it goes to the 17th fret on the high E string, then the 14th fret on the high E string, then the 15th fret on the B string, then you hit that 2 more times, so it should sound like 3 times, I'm sorry, it's not 2 times. Then you go back to the 17th fret on the high E string, then the 14th fret on the high E string, then the 15th fret again on the B string, then the 15th fret on the high E string, then the 12th fret on the high E string, the 13th fret on the B string, and so far this should sound like. And then you do the three time note on the 13th fret of the B string, and then it goes. Hold on, let me figure this out. Okay, so after you do the 3, you go to the 15th fret of the high E string, then the 12th fret of the high E string, then the 13th fret of the B string, and then the 14th fret of the high E string, and the 12th fret of the high E string. Then you do a hammer-on, then you do a trill kind of thing, where it's hammer-on from 12 to 14 and back to 12, and then slide down to 11, so it should sound like. So, and then immediately after hitting the 11th fret on the high E string, you go up to the 13th fret of the B string. So far it should sound like. Okay. Then after you hit the 13th fret of the B string, you go down to 12th fret, and then back up to the 13th fret, back down to 12 again, 13, up, slide up to 15, down to 13, back up to 15 on the B string still, back down to 13, up to 15, and then up to the 11th fret on the E string, and then 12th fret on the high E string, 14th fret on the high E string, and so far it should sound like. And then you pretty much repeat that twice, so it should sound like. And so far, that's all we'll cover for now.